Hey YouTubers, Linda here. This is part 2 of the Other Gods series, and part 2 is going to be about the God of the image. This began as a revelation that the Lord gave me on Sunday about the God of entertainment, which was in part 1. So I began to inquire of the Lord and ask Him, to show me and reveal to me the other gods that can be in our lives, that can creep in and we might not be aware of, that we're giving our time and our energy and our money to, that we need to know about, because the Lord said, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." Well, we should have no other gods beside Him either. He deserves all our worship and all the time and attention and energy that we can give to Him because of all that He's done for us. So I want to talk tonight about the God of image. And the God of image is simply living in America amongst a culture that worships beauty and worships youth. That's how most of us would define the God of image. Worshiping how you look, or pouring all your money into plastic surgery so you can look 20 when you're really 60, or try to, because we both know that's never going to happen. Worshiping the image of having a perfect image. But worshiping an image can also mean something else. Other types of image worship are, do you worship the image of being known as a wealthy person? Do you worship the image of being known as the elder of your church, or the pastor's favorite person in the church? Do you worship the image of a 4.0 grade point average and, having, a prestigious career? That's another type of image that we can worship. If you remember in the Bible, when the rich young man came to Jesus, and I'm looking for my reference to where that's at, and he asked him, he said, "Lord, what do I need to do to be saved?" Mark chapter 10. The rich young man, and he said, "Sell everything that you have, or give everything that you have away and come and follow me." And he was not able to do that. And the reason is because he didn't want to follow God as much as he wanted to hold on to what he owned. And part of that may have been he wanted to be known as a rich man. We all have images that we'd like to uphold. I'm almost 50 years old. I'd love to look about 25. That would be awesome. But no matter how many cosmetic surgeries we have, we're still going to grow old. It's just, God decrees that we trade youth for wisdom. And honestly, I would not trade the wisdom that I have gained through the experience of living for how I looked 25 years ago. I wouldn't. Wisdom is much more valuable. But our culture has taught us to worship this particular image of beauty, and men, surveys and research are showing that men are falling more and more victim to that. And my heart goes out to you men, because we women have dealt with this for decades. And trying to live up to this perfect image, it's not possible. We can't look like an airbrushed photo, and men can't look like an airbrushed photo either, and that's okay, because we shouldn't be trying to. The God of image is another God that's sent in to take your time and your focus off of the real, true, living God. It's a God who's sent in to take your energy, to take your money, to take your attention away from studying the Word, away from spending time fellowshipping with the Lord, away from doing whatever He has called you to do. The God of image is just one more God that will creep into your life and just drain you and keep you from doing the things that the Lord wants you to do. If I were to get real obsessed with how I look, God knows that wouldn't do much good, but if I got real obsessed with how I looked, and let's say I figured out how to get $20,000 or $30,000 and go to my face redone or something, whatever, if I start thinking about that all the time, it's going to take over all my thoughts. It's going to take over my energy. It's going to be what I work on day and night. Is that what He wants? No. It's not what He wants. In 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4, it says that Jesus was made in the image of God. Well, we're supposed to be the image of Him. And so what we're supposed to work on is not so much how we look outside or how we appear to other people, which is the other side of the God of image, but how we appear to God. We need to work on what's inside. And anything that takes away from that is a deception. It's sent to take your time and your attention away from what you're really supposed to be working on. And that doesn't mean that we're not supposed to look the best that we can look. You know, at any age, we should try to always look nice and, you know, be clean and neat and presentable and all that sort of thing. But we need to have balance. Because what happens is we begin to lust after and covet those things. And lust is not something that you do just after sexual things. Lust means to want something too much. And maybe, you know, we want to be known as, you know, that person that has a lot of power. Maybe we want to be known as the person who has the perfect family. You know, there's never, you know, any problem in this family. I have the perfect family. Maybe you want to be known as the person who has the perfect marriage. There is no perfection outside of Christ. There is no perfection. And so anytime you see someone who appears like that, it's always a deception. It's an illusion. And like the movie Sabrina that came out in 1995, there was a lady character in it that said illusions are dangerous people because they have no flaws. That's because they're not real. Barbie has no flaws either, and it's because she's not real. James 1:14 says, "But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed." Enticed is from a Greek word that means to entrap. It comes from a Greek root word that means decoy. If you're drawn away by the lust that's already inside you, because that's something that we probably all deal with in some area or another, if you're drawn away, you're being enticed by a decoy. It's not real. It's something that isn't real. And we have to realize that that illusion that we're chasing isn't real, and we can't attain to that. Because that will help us to stop worshiping this this fake God of image, you know, of how we look, or you know, being known as this or that person in the church, being known as the elder, being known as, you know, the person with the gift or the prophet. Those are all connected to pride. If you look them in the eye, those are every single one of them. You reduce it down as connected to pride. When we want to be known as something, it's always pride masquerading a disguise. If we want to be known as having the perfect marriage or the perfect family, that is always a pride issue. And we need to address the root issue. To get rid of the God of image, we need to look at what is the sin that is behind that God. And then we need to eradicate that God from our lives. If it is keeping us, you know, if Jesus is the Lord of my life, then is he not also the Lord of my thoughts? Is he not also the Lord of my money? Is he not also the Lord of my time? Because if he's Lord of my life, he should be Lord of all those things. And if there's another God in there, then my thoughts, my time, or my money, or all three, are going to be going somewhere else. My passion is going to be for something else. My passion is going to be for, you know, achieving this great career or achieving this perfect image. That's wrong. That's not what he put me here to do. And so we have to find where these other gods are hiding in our lives, and we need to eradicate them because they don't belong there. They're sent by the enemy. They're tares that are sown among the wheat, so to speak. We need to look very honestly at our motives behind what we truly are passionate about. If it's anything besides Jesus, even your ministry can become a god. Your ministry can become a god. Having, you know, being known as the person who has, you know, whatever size of ministry, that can become a god too. The enemy has numerous ways to snare us, and we have to be wise to them. So take this into consideration and pray about it. Ask the Lord to reveal to you if you have any other gods in your heart, and he will. It's a painful process sometimes, you know, as he shows us. You know, sometimes gods that we don't really realize we're lurking in the corners of our heart, but we need to know so that we can purify our hearts so that we worship only him, so that we're obeying the commandments. So I leave you with that. I hope everybody has a great night, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.